Well, guys, man, the national media, man, has let Jimmy Haslam have it. You know, the Cleveland Browns owner, Jimmy Haslam, came out and made some remarks about Deshaun Watson. He basically came on record, and they was talking about on the Pat McAfee show, and he came out and stated that Deshaun Watson has a 90 to 95% chance of being the week one starter for the Cleveland Browns. Now, that has raised a lot of eyebrows, and Jimmy Haslam is getting crucified for it. The national media is destroying him. You are now tuned into a brand new episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Well, today, man, we got to talk about it, man, because the national media is letting Jimmy Haslam have it over his remarks about Deshaun Watson. And we're going to talk about it right after this.
Let me put you on game. These other podcasts out here talking that shit, but ain't repping the same. It's my bro K-Sap, chopping up topics for your optics, from politics to your topics. Tune in, you gotta watch this. Exclusive material for your radio, stereo, pumping high definition. Stop what you doing and listen. We smashing all competition. You better jump on this wave. Somebody pass me a mic, man. I got something to say.
Well, guys, you know I got something to say, man. Jimmy Haslam has raised a lot of eyebrows over these last couple of days because, like I told you guys, who can you trust, man? Can you trust the owner and Jimmy Haslam? Can you trust the general manager and Andrew Berry? Or do you trust the head coach and Todd Monken? Now, we know what Todd Monken has came out and said ever since he took the job for the Cleveland Browns. He's advocating for Shedeur. Everything that he says surrounding around Shedeur Sanders makes me believe that Shedeur Sanders is going to be your week one starter for your Cleveland Browns. But as an owner, because you are the one that went off and signed Deshaun Watson to one of the largest contracts in NFL history for a quarterback, and things didn't pan out. Deshaun Watson came off of a stellar season with the Houston Texans, and you took a chance on him. And when you took that chance, you kind of struck out because of the fact that Deshaun Watson was under some allegations over these women. And then we seen Deshaun Watson tear his Achilles not once, but twice. So signing him hasn't panned out for you, Jimmy Haslam. But I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to change the narrative, man. You're trying to put some value in Deshaun Watson if you think you're going to make a deal or trade him and get all that money off the books. And then you come out and say that Deshaun Watson possibly can be your week one starter for the Cleveland Browns. That's absolutely going backwards. And a lot of people have weighed in on your comments over Deshaun Watson. And the national media is picking you apart. The national media is destroying you for things that you said about Deshaun Watson being a possible starter for the Cleveland Browns. A lot of people say you do that, you're going backwards. You got three quarterbacks in your quarterback room. You got Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and Deshaun Watson. And if you're advocating for Deshaun Watson to be your starter, you're setting your franchise back when you got a young rookie quarterback in that room that is a franchise guy in Shedeur Sanders. Just give him the keys. He had the keys for the last 7 games of the season last year. He did some good things, and he did some things that he needs to improve on. But off-season work, getting some reps in, and just like Todd Monken said, the reps are not going to be divvied up even. Everything votes to Shedeur Sanders getting majority of these reps. And Jimmy Haslam, the owner, he's going in a different direction. He's saying different things. But let's listen to what the national media had to say about what Jimmy Haslam said and what their position is on this Deshaun Watson being a potential starter for the Cleveland Browns week one. Let's take a listen.
Possibly, but my sense of it is Shedeur Sanders the strongest candidate to open the season as Cleveland starter right now?
Because the number is so jarring, you said it out loud. Can you say the number, the dead money, if they were to cut?
If they were to cut Deshaun Watson, it'd be $131 million in dead money, which, I mean, the Miami Dolphins look at that and go, that's a lot. You know, they just took 99 for Tua. But that's because they've restructured his contract so much over the years. They knew that was coming. I would expect him to be on the team. I don't know about starting.
Yeah, agree. There's a big difference between being on the team and playing. Again, he hasn't played a full season in 6 years. He didn't play until 2 years ago. And, you know, Nick knows this. When you talk to players about Achilles tendon, that's a really serious injury. He did it twice. So we're in year one of a program with a new head coach. I don't know why we're going backwards with Deshaun Watson.
So, Dominique, it does, and it was, I think it was Jordan Rogers who said it yesterday, and I think he's right. Shedeur Sanders finds himself in a pretty good place to be a fifth-round pick going into your second season with a legitimate, clear path towards having a legitimate opportunity to prove you can be the starter. That's all you can really ask for, is an actual shot to prove you can play in the NFL. It looks like he's going to get it, right? For all the talk that has existed around Shedeur from the moment he started falling, looks like he's going to get his chance.
With an offensive-minded head coach who says that he believes in you and a good defense to support you. Like, this isn't the worst situation in the league for a quarterback like you mentioned. I think we all know his name and suspected that he would have been a first or second round pick last year. But given where he ended up, like, this is the best chance that you're going to get probably in his career at a chance at establishing himself as a starter. And it's a real opportunity where I suspect he's going to get the majority of the offseason reps and be the day one starter.
The thing to keep in mind, we joked earlier, but the 27 draft, a lot of teams have their eye on it, especially for quarterback. So they have to find out in Cleveland what they have. They know Deshaun Watson's not the long-term answer. They probably know Dylan Gabriel's not. So I do know that head coach candidates, when they interviewed with the Browns, were being asked, what would you think if we went?
Now, you heard what the guys had to say, man. And this is the crazy thing, that your owner comes out and puts that into the stratosphere. Your owner, just going against what Todd Monken has already told people. And a lot of people are saying, you start Deshaun Watson, you're going backwards. You're holding your franchise hostage. Shedeur Sanders, like everybody says, and I think the national media is starting to understand, that Shedeur Sanders is your best option at QB1 for the Cleveland Browns. Because right now, they only have these three quarterbacks in the room: Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, and Dylan Gabriel. All the reports out about Dylan Gabriel not being around the facility. Todd Monken, you know, he addressed that. He hasn't heard from Dylan Gabriel. So basically, Dylan Gabriel probably has quit. He's probably given up a chance to try to compete because he lost his job due to an injury, and now he don't want to fight for it to get it back. So that basically tells you that Dylan Gabriel knows that he's not going to get his job back, and he knows that Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders are better options at quarterback than him. And the leading man is Shedeur Sanders. And I don't understand why Jimmy Haslam had to say the things that he had to say, because I told you guys last year, Jimmy Haslam did not want Shedeur Sanders. That was an Andrew Berry call. Andrew Berry made that call. Andrew Berry is standing on business. And for all the Cleveland media and the Cleveland insiders that hate on Shedeur Sanders, you're upset because Kevin Stefanski is gone and Todd Monken is the new head coach. And also, you're pissed off that Kevin Stefanski got fired and Andrew Berry still has a job and he's running the show. And Andrew Berry has advocated for Shedeur. Like I've told people, Andrew Berry, that was Andrew Berry's pick. After Joe Flacco got traded last year, Andrew Berry put that call in to say, hey, we got to get Shedeur Sanders on the field. So basically, after you come out of concussion protocol, you should basically get your job back. Dylan Gabriel never got his job back. We never heard an interview on how he was doing, how he has recovered. But now the focus is on Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson put a video up yesterday, him throwing the ball to Isaiah Bond, throwing the ball to Jerry Jeudy, throwing the ball to Jamarian Thrash. So anybody can go out and there, throw the ball to receivers. I could do that myself. In a video, that video was probably edited, but it looked good. So shout out to Deshaun Watson for putting in the work to try to get himself back. But the remarks that Jimmy Haslam said and the way the national media has picked that apart, there was another guy on Get Up and he destroyed him. He destroyed him real bad. He destroyed Jimmy Haslam. He's like, what are we doing? Why are you putting this in the stratosphere? Shedeur Sanders is the guy. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.